Okay, so the air conditioner and the oil cooling system have fans at the front of the car, and they run on high speed and low speed. And if the low speed resistors that reduce the voltage to the fan to make it run slower, sometimes fail. And to check if they've failed or not, you get into the front of your car here. And you got two relays here and here, and if you pull them out, you can see on the bottom numbers, and they're 30C and 30 and 87 and 87C, and basically the low speed runs from, or the high, I can't remember, runs from 30 to 87, and the low speed is, or high speed is from 30C to 87C. So if I rotated them over, we've got the 30 and the 87 top and the bottom of this thing just here. So what we're going to do, without blowing ourselves up or shorting out stuff, is run a wire and connect them and see if we can hear them go on. So I'm going to put this in the 30 without letting the other end touch that there, which then blows a fuse. I'm going to chuck it into the 87, see if it runs. Let's see what happens here. More of a definite chuck in. Spinning perfectly. 30 and 87C is on this side here, so if I rolled it over, it would be this hole right here. And we've got nothing. And just to make sure, I'm going to run it from the 30C, which is this one, which they run across, 30C run crosswise, so just in case this works, which it won't. And I'm just going to check and make sure if it works across. And it doesn't work there either. So looks like the resistor's gone in that one. Okay, so chucking it in there, chucking it in here. Definitely kicking. And the low speed, nothing. Chuck that in there, give it a go here, and nothing. So it looks like the resistors are gone. So I'm going to take off I'm going to change those resistors over. I've bought them here, I've already got a set. Here's what one looks like. Here's what it all looks like. Just lowers the, like I said, the well, if it's resistor PVI, it just drops the voltage over into the fan to make it run slower. And they say that so the car thinks it's running a low voltage fan, it's not. The oil's getting hot, or the air conditioner's fan cool's not cooling in. The system gets sort of overheated or under stress, and I think they can lead to leakages in your air conditioning system, and obviously not great for your oil cooling. But eventually the high speed one kicks in. But okay, so they're apparently located up under here in the fenders. Yeah, I didn't sit on a blanket, but trust me, the bottom of it's not pretty. So just set it gently there. See whatever nuffy wired this thing up last. It's got the wires caught in the the wires hang loose, and they've caught in the fan. I wonder what was making a noise. Bloody wires stuck in it, so I'm going to pull them out. Okay, we've got to remove the drain plug from the fan, apparently, which I'm going to do very Oh, I'm going to pull it out straight. Just don't want to really crack it. The housing or the tube. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and put that up out of the way. I'll probably forget that it's up there, but just chuck that out there. Okay, that's that done. Got to unplug this, and it's going into the top of this one right there. So I'm going to give that, I don't know how to do that, but can't be that hard. This stuff's in the way, which I think if I undid a bolt I could get out of the way, but I'm going to leave it just for the moment. Snap it. Just pulls up. 1. And just pulled out. I don't know what the pushing of the wire does. Oh, it pushes those wires out like that. So that's off. Now, apparently we've got to take this back plate off, but this I've got, that's broken. There's a broken bolt here for mine, so I'm going to just take this, and apparently you don't have to take this front fan off, but I'm going to take it off just so I can give it a look, maybe change the nuts, make it a bit more not so UK rusty and more Australian non-rusty. So I was going to take these 4 bolts off. One that's already off, loose, broken, and there's 2 on the other side, down there. And then just cut this wire connector here just to hold the zip tie. Maybe that'll just drop down. I'll just, might be better view, so that's with the fan off. Broken bit here. Anyway, the next step is with these hanging cords is I think this back plate here. So I might do that next, see what happens. Okay, so I've removed that plate. Apparently there's a neon light, so I've got it installed there. Apparently it's down the back there somewhere, I can't see it yet. I'm not sure why this plate was in the instructions from, I think it's Pelican parts to take off, but I've taken it off. I'm just following going down the rabbit hole. Next step is to remove these 2 bolts here and this bolt here, and then we do something around the front. So let's do that. See where that gets us. Okay, now looking at the front of the car, I'm meant to remove this and this here, and then I've got a feeling this whole cooler moves out and we can get up there and see that thing's holding on the resistor right there, and it's above there. We're going to get in up beyond that, in up above there. Probably too late to mention this, but I have heard that if you take the light out here, you can actually get pretty quick access to it. I'm actually enjoying going through this, just seeing what's in here, what might need to be replaced or broken, or treasures I can find. But other people might want to try going through the headlight. I've never done it, all this before. I'm not going to undo this one yet. I'm just going to do this one here and just see if that does it. There also appears to be a bolt under here that needs to come out, so I'm going to do that one. Okay, so after taking that bottom bolt out, I definitely got some movement there, being held on just by the other end. And I think we should be able to pull this down a bit, so I'm going to use 2 hands and approach it from the other side, I think. Okay, just take this nice bolt off. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 hands, and I'm going to pull this down a bit and see if this comes off here and I can get access to it. I do not know what this is going to look like. Hopefully I'll take a picture for it at the end. Okay, so I've just dropped that bracket down, and I've got a little stool that it's sitting on just so all the weight's not on the pipes. But if we come around the front here, you can just see down the back, that is what we're looking for. That thing there, so I've got to get that connector out and undo that bolt just there, and I should be able to fish it out. So let's just do that and see what happens. That was an effort. I had to grip it with these things because it kept moving around. It was half destroyed on me, but it is done now. That is. That much shit going on here. rooted. It's got to get rid of undo the connection back here. Somehow that's not going to be nearly as hard. Some plastic thing, probably push out. I've got to feel that there. I can't even feel the heat sink or anything that's on there, so that was a job. Okay, let's get this connection on. Got a thing, if I get under that and wedge it up, it'll pop out. So that's what I'm going to give it a go. Alright, there it is. Yes, it just popped out and lifted it vertically up and out. So I'm going to disconnect that, get my new one, and see if it connects. Okay, if I look at the new one, it's just a push fit. So I'm just going to pull this one apart and see if that just comes out with a pull straight down. Let's see. So I've briefly just re-plugged in the fan. I'm just going to give it a little test to see if it works before I put everything back together. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. Actually, I might be able to whip around here. Give it a visual. That's low voltage. Nice. Okay, success. Okay, so there's this little notch here, which obviously lines up with this little notch here. I think that's so when you sit it up the top there, if you feel inside here, you can feel a little protruding bit of metal that stops it spinning around. So obviously that would sit on the protruding metal and just stops this spinning as you try to tighten it underneath, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to try to line them up. Bit of squeezing fingers nice and deep in there, but we'll see how we go. Also got a nice new bolt and stuff for it, get rid of all the rusty stuff, make it all like it's loved a little bit. Get this, you can't really see the metal plates in that hole, so that means it's seated correctly, otherwise it'll be sticking out, so that looks pretty good. Gonna push this clip back into its little holder here, this thing back into that thing, and then it should be done. Tightened it up, nice new bolts. The rubber bands here, they're connected to the tray underneath, were sort of loose. They're sort of screwed into the bottom of it, but there was nothing really in there. It was a bit rusted. I'm not sure if there's a bolt in there or not, but what I've done is just screwed a nut in there, give it a bit of stability. And then I've cleaned out the inside with like a metal skewer and a bit of water and a bit of this, bit of that. And I used a pair of pliers or groups to squish it in. And the end result on the other one was that. Now whether that's how it's meant to be, I don't know, but at least it gives us something to hold on to. So I don't know how far that screw's meant to be down, but I might squish it a bit further. But yeah, hopefully that is what it's meant to be. Seems to be going pretty well, so I'm going to assume it does. In fact, it's going very well, so no worries. And that is the second one squished in. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I think I've fixed that up. I think the nuts in there had rusted out, so cool. Put that back together. Okay, so I've given the fan the padding around here for foam. I've got rid of all that as best I can. Just clean it up a little bit. It's going to be squished on with these screws, so it's. I mean, I could spotless it up, but I'm not going to because I'm a slacker. But I'm going to stick on some neoprene. Alright, on this side of the vehicle, what we're looking for is just in without covering it up. Right there is where we're going. And I've got a 4mm Allen key stuck in the top, but I can't get a grip on it. It's so close yet so far. I know a lot of people disconnect it here and just leave the old one stuck there and just reconnect the new one and I know tie it up somewhere, or but no, I'm getting this puppy out. So I've basically undone those two bolts there, one under there, and this round the front, which I can just there, you can see that I've undone that. So, okay, I'm back. There is a bolt missing up there I don't know what that is meant to be, but I'm going to try to find that and replace it. So whether that means once I move it off the bolts here it's going to drop, I don't know. But I just want to move it out enough to get my hand in there, because it's just that thing prickles me. It's a pain in the ass. There you go. Okay, I'll pull it out. See through the car. Something behind the resistor there. That just might sit in there as a seat. I don't think it's bolted. That's all I've got going on with the bit. I can see the screw there just. Give it a go. That was a pain in the ass. So it came out. Look, if I had taken that off first before I started mucking around, before you saw, it would have been actually a pretty easy job once it got going. Just I used 4mm, one of them sort of mostly, a little bit of that, and then a little bit of hand. Yeah. Alright, let's swap this over. Can't see any metal plate on the bottom of this. Can't feel for it in there, so maybe it never had one, but I'm going to change it over and see if it works before I reinstall it. This new one out of the box. Same hexagonal top as the last one, but because of the access they obviously use this to get it in. So I'll give that a bit of a in and out, give it a bit of a clean up and use that again. Okay. Then I'll also have a look and see if I can find what that is missing there. Must be a schematic somewhere. There. Looking for a low spinning fan. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's working. And on this side, need a low spinning fan. Yep, got it. Okay, so I've threaded a bolt right through there, so I'm going to bolt that up. It did have one of these on it, one of these clips, which they might have been screwed on or not, but I wasn't confident just using that. It seems to hold this whole thing's a bit rattly when you pull this. You could technically had a bit of movement, just like pulling it. You can hear it there go. That moved a bit, so this is solidifying it up a bit. Another one of those little bumps and knocks that you might hear in your car when you're driving. Maybe another one gone. So if you have a look down the back where it's sat, you can see that I can't point to it. I'll get that light of the thing out of the way. But just there, it's looks like a brown bit of paper. Well, between me and that brown bit of paper, there's a little bit of metal sticking up, and that's what this bit has to sit on. And there it is, seated properly. Okay, so we're all back together. We've got our thing sitting nicely in there. Tapped that back up there. Got new clips for here. New nuts. Didn't touch them, so I left them underneath. Nuts as well. And around the front, there's a double nut on that. There was a double nut on that, and not the same as the other side, so I took one off. And one at the top. Can you see in there? New nut in there. Just cleaned it up a little bit, makes me feel better about myself.